maybe it's not so quick because I love to talk, but a moment in my kitchen. I'm Maria DeRosa, CEO, founder of Ladies of the Kitchen, and I'm here today to talk to you about this little guy. It's a red purple onion. Now, I'm loving this guy for several reasons, but I just had to come and share with you how cool it is when your partner, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever is important and special in your life, comes to you and says, hey, I've done a little bit of research on a new foodie that I think we're both gonna really enjoy. Now, we've always enjoyed these. I use them quite a bit in my sauces, but he actually did some scientific research for me, which I thought was pretty fascinating, and as a result, I then came across a recipe that I tweaked a little bit using this in its rawest, purest form that I could. So here we go. Why is this little red purple onion such a benefit to us? Well, as you know, most of you know now, it's out there, plant-based foods, nuts and vegetables are probably the best things that we can fuel our bodies with. And this little red purple onion, believe it or not, is one of the major, richest plant-based foods that is just flourishing in a sulfur compound. Okay, why is that important? I'm going to give you a little history and then we're going to get to it. Why is a sulfur compound even important? Why should I care, you're saying? Well, our meat suit, yep, this little suit that I'm wearing, body, and you've got one too, is 99% made up of 6 major compounds. Oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus, okay? In case you're interested. But the remaining 1%, you guys, is just sulfur, potassium, sodium, and magnesium, which magnesium is one of the things women lose a lot as they age. Sodium can be a problem with salt intake. Potassium helps a lot with our muscle fluctuation. So why is sulfur important? And there's a lot of that compound in this little guy because 2 things. It helps with clarity of the brain, actually 3, my favorite number. Clarity of the brain, clotting of the arteries gets prevented, and lastly, it helps metabolize our food. So what am I gonna do is a really fun little appetizer that actually we're gonna have as our meal today because we had a relatively nice big lunch. So we're just gonna eat super light tonight, and this is what we're gonna have. I call it the purple onion hoo-hoo flour. Okay, so what are we doing? I took this guy, and I'm gonna show you what I did. This is the root. I cut the root, and the stem stays intact, right? And I got about 6 of them. You can get more depending on how big your crowd is, but 6 is gonna be more than plenty for 2 to 3 people. But since this is gonna be our sole meal, I did about 6 of them. So now I'm peeling it, and what I did is after I peeled this onion, all right, I literally cut it in half. You're gonna see how most of them have like a little slit, so it's like having 2. Ta-da! And then I put all those into a bowl and mixed it with just a little bit of olive oil. I love to use Santa Maria seasoning, a little bit of sea salt and pepper, and that was it. And I mixed it all up, put it into the oven. There was a total of 6 of them. And then I let that bake, covered with foil at 400. This is what I got. And I did that for approximately about 30 minutes. So this is what it looked like when they were done. All right, now what am I gonna do with them? I am going to arrange them and put them into a casserole dish. I'm gonna line the outside of the casserole dish with these onions so that they're kind of standing up as best as I can. They're gonna be a little soft, but I don't care. And because we're gonna end up baking them a little bit more when we're finished with what we're putting inside. So my casserole dish is a little bit on the big side. The smaller one I had was in the dishwasher. So I kind of lined my casserole dish with the onions that I had in the oven. Now what I'm going to do is take a couple of ingredients and we're gonna mix them in a bowl, and that's gonna become our center for our little dipping. So I've got vegan butter, about 3 tablespoons. I've got panko crumbs, not breadcrumbs, panko crumbs. There's another whole video on the benefit of panko crumbs. You can check it out on my YouTube. Then there's garlic that I chopped up, about 4 cloves, because I love garlic. Then I've got some balsamic vinegar, about 1/3 cup, and olive oil. I am going to put all this along with 2 of my favorite ingredients. This is where I tweaked the recipe. It called for parsley. I'm not really a big fan of parsley, so I took fresh rosemary and fresh thyme from my plant in the garden, and I chopped it up nice and fine. And I'm going to put these ingredients, and the fun thing about I love this kind of stuff is that there's no rhyme or reason. So I'm gonna start with the dry ingredient, which is the panko. I'm gonna then toss in my herbs. My hands have been cleaned already, so throwing that in. Then I'm gonna put in my olive oil. Then I have my balsamic balsamic vinegar. Red, I'm already thinking of wine. Oh, brother. Maybe a nice glass of red wine will go good with this tonight. Who knows? Then, by the way, you notice that I'm not wearing a hat. A hat is my signature. But I'm hot today and I'm in the kitchen. So for sure I'm having my beverage, which is a hydrate with cranberry juice. Sorry, had to take a sip. And a little bit of my, not a little bit, the whole cloves of garlic in there. And then my melted butter, vegan butter. I'm gonna put that in there. And I'm using a spatula from a really good friend of mine. Thank you so much, Gail, for sending this to me, because she knows that spatulas are my go-to. Now, always have a nice hand towel, because you might have a little drip or two. So I'm gonna put this towel underneath my bowl, move this to the side. We're gonna stir this up, and this is gonna go into the center of my purple onions. So what does it look like, guys? Of course, right now, it looks like a little wet paste, but it's gonna go in the oven and get a little toasted. So there it is, smells divine. All that gets put in the middle of my dish. I don't even have to line the dish with any olive oil or spray, because there's enough in the garlic that I did. And all this is gonna go into a 400 oven. This is what it looks like right now, and it's gonna get nice and crispy, uncovered for 20 minutes. At the end of this video, down in the comments, I'll post what the picture looks like and the recipe, but my gosh, this is my fuel for inside my body that's gonna help the cabeza up here think a little bit better, metabolize the tummy, and digest the food. It's a no-brainer. No pun intended. So Have a good one. See you next time. I love to share, and if you want to know more, go to ladiesofthekitchen.com, and I also have a Facebook page, Ladies of the Kitchen. You can find tons of recipes. Give me suggestions. I love to tweak things, and who knows, one of your recipes may be featured on the website. Okay, take care. Bye.